Donc nous sommes partis pour la partie 2 de l'event. Rose et Mousquet. Nous devons attendre le lendemain. Tac. Attends, ça fait 2 heures que je joue. Le lendemain est pas encore arrivé là. What? Fada le jeu. Hein. Oula, faut avoir la quête d'active, j'en sais rien. En tout cas, on reprend. Le cinéma n'attend pas. Attends, c'est par où? Calme-toi, Paimon. C'est de l'autre côté. Mince. Hop. Hop, hop, hop. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit là? Okay. Ah, on retrouve les Miss.
Good morning. Xavier said yesterday afternoon went well.
Nul Xavier.
Yeah, and how about you, Ayaka? What were you up to yesterday?
After we split up, Ayato went to see Udex Nervillette at the Palais Marmonia. I was originally thinking of going with him, but he said he could manage it himself. He told me to go see the sights around Fontaine and to enjoy the local culture. So I rode the aqua bus with Yoimiya and visited the opera house on Aranias Island.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what we saw there! 2 mechanical puppets that were dancing together! You've already seen them, right?
On les a affrontés tout à l'heure avec Poro.
Yeah, those two! Amazing, aren't they?
We sat and watched for quite a while. It was mesmerizing. Like we could keep watching them forever.
Oh, it was the same for us the first time we saw them too.
Afterwards, we went swimming at the beach. Well, diving to be exact. It was the first time I ever breathed underwater. I held Ayaka's hand and we counted down together. 3, 2, 1, and then splash! We were beneath the waves.
C'est dommage, il n'y a pas eu de petite cinématique. Ça aurait pu être rigolo de les voir.
At first,
Ah bah si.
I didn't dare to open my mouth.
Merci.
But once I couldn't hold my breath any longer, I decided to take a big breath in. Turns out the water wasn't as salty as I imagined. It didn't really taste like anything at all. Before I knew it, I was breathing like normal down there. It was an amazing feeling. Ayaka said I was too nervous and needed to loosen my grip. She got used to everything way faster than I did.
I knew that the Traveler could do it, so I had no doubt we could do it too. That helped me feel at ease as soon as we dove in. The underwater world in Fontaine truly is beautiful. I love seeing the Romaritime flowers blossoming underwater, like little candles lighting up the streets at night.
Yeah, and there were so many creatures that we've never seen in Inazuma. Like those fish that shimmer like a sword blade. Whoosh! Oh, and those big fish that call when they see people.
Ooh. Oh, you mean Hunter's Rays and Blubber Beast.
I just love the name Blubber Beast. Just wait till Pops and the others hear about this. They probably won't believe a word I say.
Yoimiya was down there for quite a while. It was dark before we finally rode the aqua bus back to the city. I figured she'd want to sleep in today.
Yeah, even I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get up. I still felt like I was drifting in the waves when I went to sleep last night. But as soon as I woke up today, I remembered that we'd all be shooting a film together, and I was ready to go.
Speaking of the film, where's everybody else?
My brother and Xavier were speaking to the restaurant owner about using the place as a filming location. They should be here soon. As for the others, We're here.
Please excuse my tardiness. I just finished the Special Patrol's 6-mile morning jog.
Wait, 6 miles?
I'm so tired. I heard you all chatting, so I decided to come down. I sure could use some of that endless energy everyone else has.
Good morning, everyone.
Boarding. Can someone fetch me a cup of coffee? More milk, hold the sugar.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that for you. No, you can't go anywhere. Please, have a seat over here so I can get started on your makeup. Ugh, the last thing I want is coffee stains on my costumes.
I can get the coffee. It's the perfect job for an assistant.
So much energy. Seriously, what's her secret?
Oh, Yoimiya's always like that. But you sure look exhausted, Farina. It's because you're not used to waking up so early, huh?
Of course not. I spent the whole night reading the novel from cover to cover, marking sections that either need to be omitted or adapted.
Wow, Paimon didn't expect you to be so thorough.
Well, I was the biggest star in all of Fontaine after all. It takes more than just a pretty face to earn a reputation like that. I know how to get serious when the situation calls for it. I went all out when I was acting as an Archon, so why wouldn't I do the same for my own life?
Here's your coffee, Director Farina.
Oh, thank you. The sound of being called director and the aroma of coffee feels almost as refreshing as hearing the birds chirping in the morning.
Ah, it seems everyone has managed to arrive on time.
We've reached an agreement with the restaurant owner. We are free to use the second floor to shoot our film.
Really? That's great!
He is really looking forward to our film, and hopes that providing his restaurant as a filming location will attract more customers. Well then, Mr. Xavier, I'll leave the rest to you.
Okay, thanks. First, I'd like to introduce
Oui,
our
non mais
new
pour eux, c'est une
members.
dinguerie,
This
Xavier.
is our prop manager, Veronique. She'll be in charge of
Veronique.
all the film's props and items.
T'as fait quoi, t'as...
This is Bono,
t'as
our
essayé avec
lighting technician.
Merde,
He'll be
c'est
in
quoi,
charge of
avec Bennett?
lighting and illumination to set up each scene's atmosphere.
Wow, sure feels like we have some real professionals joining the crew now.
First of all, please allow me to first express my sincerest gratitude to everyone in the crew. When my investor informed me yesterday that he wouldn't be able to provide the funds, I really thought that this was the nail in the coffin for this film. I had no idea that I'd find so many people willing to help me on such short notice. Thank you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
No need to be so cordial, Mr. Xavier. We're all honored to be a part of this.
Your works made a profound impression on me when I saw them back in Inazuma. I am sure that someday, this film will be remembered as a prime example of cultural exchange between Fontaine and Inazuma.
Yes, the story is the reason I agreed to join. I can't bear to even imagine what this
Avec
film would
Navia
look like
Zombie
without
Bennett
the very
Fischl.
best director.
Ouais, mais c'est ça, hein.
Anyway, I would like
Tu
to
mets
make a
Zombie
promise
Bennett
to
et un
everyone
perso qui fait des réactions
that
alimentaires.
as the
mais-
producer of this film, I'll do whatever I can to ensure that everything
en
goes as
avant.
smoothly as possible. This is not just my film.
tester dans
It
les
also
profondeurs,
embodies the
bro.
thoughts and feelings of every person here, as well as the endless effort we are about to pour into it. So, without further ado, the Two Musketeers will officially begin filming now! You may take it from here, Director Farina.
All right, listen up, everyone.
Oula, les choses sérieuses vont commencer. Mais du coup, ouais, pour moi, tu vois, j'ai mis Albedo, Layla et Cookie, histoire de jouer d'autres persos, on va dire. Mais c'est le principe, hein, d'avoir un autre Géo, Bennett, pour donner de l'attaque, et puis un perso qui fait beaucoup de réactions élémentaires. Donc ça marche avec Fischl, Yae, Bal, même Layla, hein, vu que son ulti jette des petits éclats de glace un peu partout. Et voilà. Ça fait très mal. Mais 150 000, hein, c'est à peu près ce que je fais aussi, hein, avec les compétences niveau 8. Donc, t'es dans la moyenne, c'est normal.
The first scene scene takes place
C'est juste
when
un
the two
perso
young musketeers are living
qui a
at
de
the
très
Baron's
très bons
home,
dégâts sur la compétence.
still unaware of all that is about to happen to them. We'll need props and lighting to set the scene. Our lead actors can go get their makeup done, and extras, please take this time to go over your positions.
Whoa. Seems Farina's really kicking things into gear as the director.
Is everyone clear? I don't want anyone traipsing around the set like umbrella finches. All right, cameras will start rolling as soon as the set is ready. Let's make a film that'll make some serious waves in Fontaine. Not the kind of waves that drown people. I mean, the good kind of waves.
Seems like she's still a bit traumatized by that. Anyway, let's go see if there's anything we can do to help.
Attends, j'ai mis plus de 10 minutes à lancer l'acte 2 là. What the fuck? Alors, la petite Yoimiya, qu'est-ce qu'elle veut?
How about here?
A little more to the left.
You got
On va
it.
peut-être accélérer un petit
Do
peu.
you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. You know, doing the lighting is kind of like designing a fire. I heard that the Traveler will be operating the camera and Paimon.
Really? Is that because it'll be...
Well, sure, there's that, but I just think that after all your journeys together, you two must have developed a super close bond and just naturally know how to work with each other. If I'm not mistaken, the director will want the cameras rolling as soon as the clapperboard goes clack. Oh, I see. It's amazing to see the magic behind filmmaking.
Yoimiya, we need lights over there too.
Oh, on it! I've got to get back to work. Chat with you later.
Allez, Yoimiya. Elle est au taquet, c'est
Looks
bien.
like Yoimiya's really getting into it. But she was right. We...
Le sang, la petite. Et du coup, je repense à Shiori. Ouais, j'arrive pas à savoir si elle a le design d'une 5 stars ou d'une 4 stars. Parce qu'elle est quand même très détaillée. Sa tenue est quand même très fournie. Il y a plein de détails. C'est là qu'on voit l'œil divin Géo là, sous sa main là. En tout cas, elle m'intrigue un peu. Puis elle est Géo, c'est bien, ça change. On n'avait plus l'habitude d'avoir du Géo dans le jeu, donc c'est bien.
Ayaka has mentioned you to me before. She said that you two were great friends when you were kids.
No talking. I'm thinking about how to do your eyeshadow.
Ah, yes. To help me really look the part.
To achieve a more young and naive look for this scene.
Are you saying the wrinkles around my eyes are too deep?
You just have too much of a calculating look in your eyes.
You sure don't mince your words. It seems you really haven't changed much.
Quiet.
Comment elle lui parle? Quiet. Dis donc. Oula, la petite chevreuse.
So, this is a real musket?
No, it's just a prop weapon.
Not bad. Have you seen a real musket before?
Only in books and newspapers. I made this one based on the relative shape and proportions I saw in reference images. When we're filming, some special gunpowder will be applied around the muzzle, which will help create the flash and smoke effects of a real gun being fired.
Which means it'll be up to the actors to portray the recoil.
That's right. The sound effects for gunshots will also be added in post-production.
Thank you, Veronique. I think I know where to start now. However, the musket's gears and firing pin could still use some work. Adding some wear on the metallic components will make them appear more realistic. Also, be sure to rub the muskets with some oil each time before we start shooting. That'll give the impression that the firearms have been well maintained.
Good point.
You seem to know a lot, Miss Chevres. I assume you use these types of firearms on a regular basis?
Yes, I perform routine maintenance on my weapons every day. Just like we as people need to eat and sleep, muskets need to be cleaned and maintained.
I also perform similar care for my sword every day, and familiarize myself with its shape and weight, to the point where it feels like a natural extension of my body.
Yes. This way, our weapons will never betray us in the heat of battle.
Yes, well said. It seems we have the same philosophy on this topic.
Oh, sounds like they found a common interest to talk about.
Though these props differ from the muskets I use, I can still give you some pointers.
Good. I look forward to your instruction.
First and foremost, never point the weapon at anyone, regardless of whether it's a real or prop weapon or whether you're holding it or it's on the table. This holds for any time when you're not actively engaging an enemy.
Okay, understood.
When aiming the musket, extend your arm so that it's level with your shoulder, and use your eye to look down the weapon's sights.
Like this?
Not bad. Now, try saying your lines.
This is the end of the road for you.
Good. Now turn your body a little. That way, you'll give your enemy less of a target to work with. And relax your shoulders. Here, allow me to
Donc Ayaka
demonstrate.
qui est très
This is
traditionnelle,
the end of the road for
très
you.
douce limite.
Huh.
La voir
Excuse me,
se
Miss
défiler avec
Chiori.
un gun, oui, c'est... Enfin, c'est cocasse.
Director Farina, there's something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh? What is it?
Like this?
Yes, much better.
What do you think?
I do see your point. But are you sure you wish to do this?
I believe it would be most fitting.
Well, if you insist. All right, I understand. Miss Ayaka, Miss Chevres, could the two of you please come over here?
Huh? What's going on? Are we gonna start filming now?
Let's go see.
What is it?
I have a question for you, Miss Chevres. Would you be willing to play the role of a musketeer?
What?
To clarify, I would like to turn over my role to Miss Chevres.
But brother...
Don't worry, Ayaka. I actually view this as a good thing. I was becoming troubled trying to set aside some time to speak to the staff at the Palais Mermonia. I would like to have some conversations about the cultural exchange between our two countries, and I've heard that the bureaucratic process here can get rather complicated. Now, I will be able to focus on my work. Besides, you also know that I'm not really one for public performances.
Are you really sure?
From a director's point of view, I also felt like the relationship between the two musketeers in the original story could be improved. The older brother in the story plays the lead role with his overbearing character, but this causes his character to overshadow that of his sister, and the theme of the two supporting and relying on each other isn't conveyed very well. But if we were to change the siblings to two sisters of a similar age, then that aspect of the story might come through more clearly. Also, I've seen you instructing Ayaka. That cold and dignified personality is exactly what we need for the older musketeer.
Of course, even with all these insights, the decision should still be made by Miss Chevres.
Chevres mentioned that she really likes the story, right? Paimon bets that she'll take the role.
All right, I'll take the role.
Good. It's decided then. I'll get started on making edits to the script. We'll also need to make some immediate adjustments to the lighting, props, and costumes. I have a feeling that our adaptation will be even better than the original story.
You're doing a great favor for me, Miss Chevres. You have my gratitude.
Don't mention it. I like this character, so if anything, I should be the one thanking you.
Well, since my brother is the one who brought up the idea, I suppose there's no need to worry. Let's go, Miss Chevres. I look forward to working with you.
Please, just call me Chevres.
Seems like you're really going out of your way to solve the problem I was having with your makeup.
Surely you jest, Chiori. I assure you that I was mostly motivated by a desire to spend more time on formal business.
Oh, come on. You really think I'd buy that? According to what I've heard from Ayaka, her brother is someone who can juggle 10 different matters at the same time. I'm sure you have other reasons for backing out.
Perhaps. Ayaka always said she wanted to go out and see more of the world, just like the Traveler. But I feel that she needs not only to see other nations, but also to make some different kinds of friends. I think it would be harder for her to make new connections with me constantly by her side. I would like to give her some space.
Alright, go on. Spoil her some more.
Ayato! It's too bad you're stepping down from the role. Paimon really wanted to see you act as a musketeer.
No need to poke fun at me. I'd wager that you also felt that I wasn't the best candidate for the role.
It's a little hard for Paimon to imagine you saying those lines.
Ah ouais, Giel, putain, j'avais oublié ça. Giel qui nous dit du coup que Tartas et AR-35 pour le farmer. Ouais, donc là t'as que le loup et le dragon. Ouais. Oui, parce que t'as pas le reste. Hein.
Yes.
Aïe, aïe, aïe.
I've made an appointment to meet some people from the Palais Mermonia. Now, I will have some more time to prepare.
Traveler, get the camera ready. Paimon, get the clapperboard. Actors to your positions. We're about to start shooting the first scene.
Go on now. And please take good care of Ayaka.
Yep, don't worry.
Hop, comptez sur
Thank
nous.
you.
Est-ce que c'est comme la première fois qu'on a fait l'espèce de petit court
Now
métrage
that we're all
choisir
here,
les scènes et tout,
let me
ou-
help set the scene. The first scene takes place when our two main characters are still living at the Baron's estate. They've been ostracized, and Chevreuse will be playing the role of the older sister, Tulip, and Ayaka will be the younger
Tulip,
sister,
c'est un gros
Iris.
nom.
Be sure to get close-ups of the
Il faut
main
des gros plans des
characters at
actrices,
the right
ok.
Silence on the set! Lights, camera, action!
Let's go!
Tulip, Mother's been out for quite a while now.
Perhaps she went to pick some flowers on the way home. You know how she loves flowers.
Iris, Tulip! I'm home!
Mother! You were out for so long, we were beginning to worry about you.
I'm sorry, but I'm back now, safe and sound.
Mother, what are those bruises on your hand?
Huh? What bruises? Oh, I must...
But I didn't notice them this morning.
Then perhaps they're from when I accidentally tripped when I was out just now. By the way, did you have fun playing at home? What's the matter, Iris?
Well, we've realized that no one really wants to play with us.
They even took Iris's doll and spat at us.
And they even called us names. They said we were...
Shh. It's all right. Don't worry. Girls, it doesn't matter what anyone says. Don't listen to them. No one can define you with such words. You both have wonderful lives ahead of you. Just like your names. You will both blossom like beautiful flowers. Maybe your time to blossom hasn't quite come yet. But one day, you two will bloom more beautifully than anything else. Don't let the soil you're in now ruin your future beauty. Understand? My dear daughters.
And cut! Not bad. The actors' emotions were all on point. Let's keep that take. Also, if our clapper loader could avoid shouting at the start of the scene next time.
Oh, got it.
Great. I was a little worried that my nerves would get the better of me. What about you, Chevreuse?
I felt fine. The lines weren't too difficult at all. Seems like Farina must have adapted the role nicely.
You two were great. I couldn't tell it was your first time acting in a film. You should have more confidence.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Positions, everyone! We'll move on to the next scene after we try a few more camera angles.
Ah oui, ça enchaîne.
This scene
Attends, mais
is
genre, il y a
when
encore
our
3
two
étapes après
characters
pour
return
l'event.
home, only to discover their mother has been murdered.
Par contre, je sais pas ce que t'appelles le poulet, JL, mais c'est pas un boss hebdo. Hein. Faut pas confondre les boss hebdo et les boss du monde standard, entre guillemets. C'est pas la même chose.
Mother? What's wrong, Tulip?
Iris, stay away!
Huh? Why? What's... Mother! Mother... She's...
Huh? There's poison in this cup.
Huh? I could have sworn I've seen this kind of cup before.
Those aristocrats. They didn't even try to cover up their actions. Iris, we need to leave this place.
Leave? But now that Mother is gone, where can we even go?
Anywhere. All I know is that we can't stay in this house.
But are we just going to let them get away with this?
We'll have our revenge, I promise you. Just not right now. Come on, let's go.
No, wait. We can't just leave Mother here like this. At least let me leave this rose with her. That's why we went out in the first place. To buy her this flower.
All right. Goodbye, Mother. We'll avenge you. Someday.
And cut! Beautiful! Great performance!
Oh my, you're so amazing, Ayaka! And were those real tears I saw? How did you do it?
I was surprised too.
Thank you for the kind compliments. Actually, as soon as Director Farina said action, I told myself not to think about anything. I just felt the weight of the moment and became the character. It's quite similar to practicing the art of the sword. You clear your mind and focus only on what's happening in front of you.
Ayaka's performance was amazing. Have I discovered an acting prodigy? Pipe down, everyone! We need to move on to the next scene!
Huh? Are we done already? But Paimon wants to keep playing with the clapperboard. How do you feel, Traveler? Is your arm sore from holding the camera all day?
Ah, Snaze. Top 1. Le mec fait les top 1 sans moi. Hein. GG. Est-ce que t'as joué des teams
Good
internet?
work, you two.
You too, Shivers. You were quite the actress today.
I've read this novel many times before. I have a good grasp of my character's mindset. Anyway, do you remember my request from yesterday?
Oh, right! We were having so much fun that Paimon nearly forgot! You have a case where the murders seem really similar to the cases in the novel, right? So, how are they similar exactly?
In the story, the main characters grow up to become two musketeers, always using their guns to carry out their revenge. And on each of the victims, they place a rainbow rose as a signal that they've returned. Yes, that's correct. We found rainbow roses just like in the novel. Seems like you're connecting the dots now.
Oh, that does sound pretty concerning. Especially after seeing the script today. Oh, now Paimon can't stop wondering what kind of ulterior motive the murderer might have. What do you think, Traveler? You're smart. Paimon wants to hear your thoughts.
Good. On behalf of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, thank you for your dedication to justice. There's no time to lose. We should start investigating right away. Follow me.
Huh? Right now? Well, we just got done filming all day. Paimon's so tired.
The most valuable intel always comes after nightfall. They are like small, remote islands in the middle of the sea. If you don't stay vigilant, you will pass right by them in the fog. That's how one of my favorite books always puts it, at least.
So, where are we going right now?
Let's start by checking out some workshops that sell mechanical components. If the culprit is making their own weapons, it's very likely that they'll visit those sort of places.
Attends, c'est par où son truc là? What? Peut-être se TP? Ça remonte juste la rue. Ah là là. Du coup, je sais pas, SNES, tu te couches tôt ou pas? Je sais pas s'il faudra faire une TFT tout à l'heure. Ce n'est pas une obligation, bien sûr. Les ateliers. Bonsoir. Livres.
Welcome to LeChaux's
Ils sont dans les
Clockwork
quêtes
Workshop.
quotidiennes des
How
fois.
can I help you?
Au secours.
Hello. I'd like to know if anyone has purchased some special components lately.
Special components? Sorry, could you be more specific?
I mean the kind of components that aren't typically used for clockwork toys, but for firearms.
Huh? For firearms? No, we don't sell those sort of things here.
Don't misunderstand. I'm not here to cause any trouble. We are merely investigating a case, and we're hoping that you could cooperate.
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not even sure what kind of components that would entail.
Has anyone ever purchased components here as an individual rather than...
We have a lot of customers who buy toys, but those who buy components are all regular customers who buy in bulk.
Is that...
You're welcome. It's the least I can do.
Rien pour l'instant. L'atelier Beaumont, c'est quoi? C'est la forge. Je tente un raccourci, c'est sûr. Yes. Incroyable. Nolette. Ouais, je suis déjà à une demi-heure de rec. Hein. Ah ouais.
Oh, hey, Chevreuse. Run out of oil for your musket again?
Hello, Estelle. I want to know if anyone has come to your shop recently.
Oh, is this another case? I don't think so. Some people have requested that I make some prop guns for the Fontanalia Film Festival.
Oh? Why's that?
Because there's no profit! I only make things here that can do some real heavy lifting. I don't have the energy to make some new molds just for the festival.
Then has anybody come specifically looking for mechanical components?
Well, I usually sell off my scrap to the Fleuve Cendre.
I understand.
Don't mention it. Always...
Seems like we haven't found any leads to go.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Huh? Are you sure? People might...
You think so, huh?
Huh?
That I grew up in Fleuve Cendre.
Ok. Fleuve Cendré, attends. Ce sera peut-être plus simple, voilà. Ou Pinaise. On va commencer par là-bas. Les autres seront plus loin. Yes. Alors. Il n'y a personne.
What's all this? Some broken plank?
Yes, but have a closer look. Even though somebody has purposefully tried to clean them up. These are, in other words, someone was here trying to improve.
Could it have...
Your guess is as good as mine. Although many people at Fleuve Cendre own guns, few hide the fact from others. Anyway,
Ok, donc pour l'instant pas grand chose de concluant non plus. Mais ça tire par ici, ok. On va prendre là-haut d'abord. Les boss, c'est une fois par semaine. Les boss hebdo, oui. C'est pour ça que je te dis qu'il faut pas confondre. Parce que j'ai l'impression que tu t'as pas encore fait la distinction. T'as les boss hebdo. C'est ceux qui sont là. Genre Storm Terror, la Chambre d'Or. Après t'en as d'autres, mais ce sera plus tard. T'as aussi le loup qui en fait partie. Je sais plus où ils l'ont rangé, mais bref. Il en fait partie. Et après, toi, t'as les boss... Mais le loup, il est ici, je sais pas pourquoi. Il est pas avec les autres. T'as les boss à 40 résines. Ça, c'est les boss pour up les personnages. Ça, tu peux les faire autant de fois que tu veux. Ils ont juste 5 minutes de cooldown pour revenir. Alors que les boss hebdo, comme le loup qui est ici pour une raison... c'est une fois par semaine. Donc là, le loot, tu pourras pas le loot jusqu'à lundi matin. Là, c'est fini pour cette semaine. Par contre, comme tu dis, le poulet, bah tu peux le faire autant de fois que tu veux, quoi.
Hello, I'd like to ask some questions.
I don't know anything.
Don't worry, I'm not here to arrest anybody.
Et globalement, c'est pour ça qu'on fait toujours au moins 3 boss hebdo
It's the truth. Here, take this as my
pour le Battle
guarantee.
Pass, et puis ça permet de looter éventuellement des armes et tout. C'est intéressant.
Is the captain of the special patrol bribing a citizen?
En plus, ça résonne. Chut, pas mal.
Seems you're different from me. What do you want to know?
Have you heard anything related to muskets in Fleuve Cendre lately?
Muskets, huh? All I know is that about 2 weeks
Des
ago,
bruits dans
we
la nuit
started
il y a 2
hearing some
semaines.
loud noises at night.
Were they gunshots?
Possibly. Someone's house collapsing, a pipe exploding somewhere. It's all the same. But the noises I'm talking about definitely happened after I fell asleep.
Do you know where the noises were coming from?
I don't remember clearly.
Is it that you don't remember, or that you need to think about it some more?
You tell me.
Then please.
She's giving her even more Mora!
The noises came from the end of the Southern Waterway. I came out and had a look for myself and I
Ah
wasn't
ben,
sleeping
c'est là où
well,
on était,
but
oui.
I didn't dare. That's all I know.
All right.
Thanks for the pot.
Pâte de fruits. Ouais, ouais, ouais.
No need to be surprised. I grew up here, remember? I know how to get people around here to talk. Seems you catch on. Now then.
Il n'a rien vu, rien entendu. Le poulet, j'en ai pas besoin. Bah, t'en auras besoin pour coller plus tard. Mais là, le plus important, c'est de te focus sur ton DPS. Là. Il faut focus Keking, il faut lui faire ses cubes. Il faut lui faire le loup. Et commencer à farmer ses compétences aussi. Très important, les compétences.
It's been a while,
Sans oublier de monter l'arme. Bien entendu. Waouh! La manette, j'ai tapé sur le dos. Bravo!
I want to know if you've heard
Pas
anybody
d'habitude.
talking about muskets lately.
Information isn't free, you know.
I've heard that bandits have been extremely active in the countryside recently, and they've been affecting the delivery of goods to Poisson. I can allocate some more manpower to help out with that problem. What do you say?
You're still as helpful as ever. One of our men got drunk at dinner about a month ago and lost his gun. 3 days later, it turned up in the corner here.
What's weird about that? He just forgot where he put it, right?
This is Fleuve Cendre, my friend. Anything of value left in the tavern won't ever make it to the next day. But that gun turned out to be an exception. It didn't get any new wear and tear on it, and didn't even appear to have been fired. We were quite mystified as to what could have happened.
I suspect it came back because the weapon was already known to the guards.
You mean, a criminal was afraid the Marechaussee Phantom would use the shot marks to track them down? Maybe. But if that's the case, the culprit really took great care to avoid getting caught.
I didn't say anything about a criminal.
In Fleuve Cendre, knowing who was killed is as easy as knowing what clothes you're wearing today. It's the guy living in the east side, isn't it? I've never liked him. Every time he's here, he just orders a drink and sits there with a nasty look in his eyes.
So, who was the one who lost the gun in the first place?
Don't bother. Even if you ask, he wouldn't admit to owning a gun to some strangers. Not to mention the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
He's right.
I know you grew up here, Shovris. Even though you're on good terms with the Spina, you've still been gone too long. Not many people know you here now, and a lot of people don't like the Special Patrol.
I know.
So take my advice and don't show your face too much around here. It's for your own safety.
I'll come and go as I please, and I'm afraid I'll be appearing more often due to my work.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Seems like that's all we'll be able to uncover for today.
Paimon feels like we managed to learn a lot more here than up on the surface.
Yes. Assuming that everything we found is indeed connected to our suspect, then their timeline was probably something like this. A month ago, our suspect found a gun and took it home to disassemble it. Once he'd figured out its mechanics, he brought it back. In the following weeks, he used some parts to create his own makeshift musket, and took it to the Fleuve Cendres for target practice. Then, a few days ago, he found his target and carried out the murder. Once the deed was done, he left a rainbow rose on the body, just like the scene in the novel.
That all makes sense to Paimon, but we're still no closer to figuring out the killer's identity.
The deceased was a resident of Fleuve Cendres. It's said that if we are indeed following the novel, and there's a story behind the murder, then this murder should be an act of vengeance. He was no saint, but no one's heard of a rival who hated him enough to— What message is the killer trying to convey? And to whom exactly? We've thoroughly investigated that possibility. He claims to have spent the whole day at the Opera House on the day of the murder, and the staff there have confirmed his account.
Okay, so he has—
Not only that, he lacks a credible motive as well. He has a family of his own, and both of his parents are still alive. I've looked into his records. He was adopted at the age of 6, and in the story, the mother of the 2 musketeers was murdered after the children turned 10. Of course, he could have changed the children's ages, but I don't want to assume anything without evidence. More importantly, I've also had a chat with him in person.
Then, what should we do now?
Investigations take time. I didn't expect us to catch the culprit in just a single day. How about this? Let's spend the next few days filming with the crew. We can continue the investigation once we're done with the film.
Wait, but weren't you saying Intel is like small, remote islands in the middle of the sea just a moment ago?
Ah, but the book had more than one reference to the islands, Paimon.
Oh? What else did it say then?
As long as you spend enough time sailing through the fog, you'll eventually come across an island.
La suite au prochain numéro. N'est-ce pas Chevreuse? Mais bizarrement, Chevreuse, je l'aime bien. Je la trouvais un peu bizarre, pas forcément dégueulasse, mais... Et je sais pas, j'aime bien son caractère en vrai. Donc j'espère que je l'aurai facilement. J'aimerais bien la voir sans passer par la case dorée, mais bon. Nous verrons ça en temps voulu. Pour ce qui est de cette partie, c'est fini.